going to a place called LondonCryo. Hopefully everyone knows. I've got a boxing fight on the 26th of October. Got to make weight, I've got to make 75 kilo. The recovery aspect, most athletes would go into an ice bath, but there's these sub-zero chambers which are called cryos. Athletes go here, VIPs go here, celebrities go here. Someone who's quite known for doing them is Professor Green. I've got to say, it should be a cool episode. Like the puns, eh?
My first actually. Like colder now. It's feels manageable.
Yeah. Yeah, just had my first experience. It's only 2 minutes. I say only 2 minutes. It was minus 120 plus. Yeah, good experience. I felt it was better than having a cold shower. Just felt, I don't know, a bit more manageable, I guess, because it slowly builds up. But I'm going to ask Maria a little bit more about like the science behind it and the real wellness benefits. And yeah, it should be some really good content. But I enjoyed doing it, and I'm definitely going to do it again. Cheers. So I feel right now.
What is this?
I feel right now like I'm the love child of the Michelin Man. Look at it.
I'll give you some water. We recommend drinking lots of water after cryo.
Okay. So 20 minutes, yeah?
20 minutes on that, yeah.
Cool. It's funny, isn't it? Because I had no idea we're going to do this after. And I've got no idea what it's actually doing, apart from pumping loads of pressurising my legs.
How long are you going to do it for?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
And you just take someone's word that it's good for you. And I'm now here with my legs about to explode. But yeah.
What is it doing? Just make it
So there's got to be some science and logic behind it. I'm sure Maria will explain.
Are you okay? You survived?
Yeah, that was all right, you know. Yeah,
Of course it is, yeah.
It's the build up of it.
Yes, especially because it's the first time, like I said, it's the unknown.
Yeah.
Minus 130 degrees, it's really, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be really cold. But it is a matter of mind over matter.
So this,
Yes.
what's happening
So
here?
this is compression therapy. So what this does is it gets the blood to start circulating through your legs, and it's excellent for people who work out because it helps to push the lactic acid out of the system.
Right.
So a lot of our athletes love to do cryo followed by the Normatec because this helps to, that helps to oxygenate the blood and get that to areas where you've got muscle soreness or any inflammation. Whereas this helps, and this also helps to push the lactic acid out.
Right.
So it helps to speed up your recovery so you can get back out and get on with your training. And
Yeah. Cool.
Literally, I don't want to make that joke, but yes, it is cool.
I've said that pun by accident, yeah.
Oh, did you? Yeah, how cool is that?
What I've experienced so far has been great. It's quick, easy in comparison to the ice bath. I would say I would favour this more. It just seems like you can quickly do it, get in and out. You don't get wet. You don't feel that uncomfortable really. And the manual side of doing an ice bath, I mean, you have to go and buy loads of ice. It's just a ball ache, really. So this is great. This feels really weird though. My thighs feel like they're about to explode. I feel like I've got a bouncy castle round my legs, which has just gone out of control. What?
Sound a bit drunk.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Stephen Sulley study. Here with our crew Mimboso capturing the footage, and we're here with our next guest Maria at LondonCryo. We're actually in the London City branch. There's two. There's one in Belgravia, one here. I'll give a small intro. So Maria is an entrepreneur.
I'm sorry, someone's just walking in.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh. Yeah, more raw the better.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, that's why we like to come on site. We've done interviews in gyms,
yes.
in kitchens, on rugby fields.
Okay, great. Okay,
so that's all cool.
Okay, great.
So Maria is an entrepreneur. She started this business a few years ago. Of course, this is about. So I've got a boxing fight on the 26th of this month.
Yep.
And part of, let's say, being an athlete or training for a fight or whatever is the training, nutrition. But one thing that I think a lot of people disregard, which I think is actually one of the most important aspects of training for a fight or being an athlete, is the recovery.
Correct.
So I wanted to talk to you about the your journey as an entrepreneur,
Yes.
the physical benefits of using cryo
Yep.
and some of your other treatments here, and then the last thing is probably the mental aspect of
Okay.
it. So I'll hand it over to you. So I want to start from some of the basics. You're from Australia
Yes.
originally.
Let's start from there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did you start in Australia,
Yeah.
and now you're over here, and you've been here for about 12, 13
I
years?
have been here for that long, yes. I came over obviously because my partner said to me, let's go over and go to live in London and see where it takes us.
Okay.
And so we took that risk, and here we are. But like I came over as an accountant, so I have a business background. And then 3 years ago, my passion has always been health and fitness. So when the opportunity came up to change careers, I jumped at the chance, and that's why we established LondonCryo.
There's going to be some people who are going to be listening and watching this interview,
Yes.
and they're going to go, "Is she crazy? You've left the sunny part of the world
Yes.
to come to London, which can be a little bit gloomy sometimes,
Yes.
especially in the winter."
Yeah.
But is it because London might have the opportunities here?
It definitely is.
Yeah.
I could joke and say I love rain and I love grey clouds, but it's definitely not for that. But the history, the culture, the opportunities, the education system, everything is just brilliant here. So that's why it was the right decision to come across to live in the UK.
Okay, so you've got that business background.
Yes,
You're very much into wellness, health and fitness,
I
nutrition.
am. Yes.
Why or how did you
Yep.
come up with starting a business with cryo?
Yes.
Because I follow boxers, and
Yes.
one of the boxers I follow, there's a few, but Floyd Mayweather. And the first time I ever saw him in a sub-zero kind of chamber cryo
Yes.
was he was in Las Vegas.
That's correct.
And I was like, what the hell is that?
Yes.
Because I've only ever seen athletes use ice baths and
That's
stuff.
right. Yeah.
And I just, it almost looked alien to me.
Yes.
So how did you expose yourself to this kind of treatment?
Okay, so mine wasn't from Floyd Mayweather, although he's done amazing things for cryotherapy and raising the awareness of cryo. My journey began when I was listening to a podcast by Tony Robbins, who does cryotherapy.
Yeah.
And at the time when I was working my corporate job, I thought and juggling between being a mother and having a career, it can get quite stressful. So at those times I was listening to podcasts, and Tony Robbins had mentioned how he did cryotherapy, and he did it for a lot of reasons. One of them was to reduce the stress. It helped with inflammation and sports recovery, and I thought, hang on, here's something I need to try. There was no one doing it in the UK, so I thought, well, how am I going to do this? So I had a trip planned to New York at the time with one of my girlfriends.
So you saw a gap in the market?
Yeah, I went over there to try it, fell in love with the treatment, and then came back over here and thought, you know what, I need to continue this treatment. How am I going to do it? No one's doing it. Here's an opportunity for me to step into the wellness space, and I established LondonCryo.
That's amazing.
I know.
So how long have you been going for?
Almost 3 years. This location's been open for 3 years.
Okay, and I'm a business person.
Yes.
I've had a few businesses which have failed, and I've got some businesses now which are on their way.
Yes.
Some of them are very
Yep.
quite successful, and some of them are still getting going.
Yep.
Your journey so far, has it been plain sailing?
No,
or has
of
it
course
been,
not.
Has
Of
it
course
been, has it
not,
been
no.
quite checkered at times?
Yes, it has been a lot of times.
Yeah.
You need to believe in what you're doing, and there are some days where you just think, why am I doing this? It can be really tough. As I said, it was explained to you before we started, is that when we opened up LondonCryo, it took a while before we engaged with clients or got anyone to come in, because people didn't know what we were doing. So you do think, what have I done? Is this going to work? Not work. So that, and even at times now, when things can get a bit quiet and you think, is this going to start to go wrong? But you have to believe in what you're doing. And then with your passion and your belief in yourself, you think, no, okay, how am I going to, get back on track and make things continue on to be successful? And then you work it out, and then things start to go in the right direction again.
Yeah. I like what you just said about passion, because I
Yes.
think if you've got any product, any business, any brand,
Yeah.
I think number one, there needs to be passion, energy, and
There has to
excitement
be, of course.
behind what you're doing.
Of course.
The moment I walked through that door
Yeah.
upstairs, I met a lovely blonde lady
Yes, Sandra, yes.
and the guy.
John, yeah.
And both of them straight away smiles, made me
Yes.
feel good,
Yeah.
chatty, and I think that's very, very, very important.
It is
so
important,
creating
yeah.
that culture inside your business and your brand,
Yes.
how important is that?
That's the most important thing, because if there's one thing, above everything else that I love my team to do is to make the person who walks in the door feel special. Our clients are everything, and providing that high level of customer service is really important to us at LondonCryo.
Good.
So that's something we do focus on.
And the other thing I noticed is they know their product.
They do.
I have an art company with a business partner of mine called Woodbury House.
Yes.
And it's important that when you're presenting art, it's not just the way it looks, but it's also the backstory. And being able to tell the story behind the artist and also the piece is paramount.
It is.
So your staff seem to know all the science, the backstory to cryo and all the
it's really
treatments.
important, because you can't talk about it or engage with the client unless you know what you're talking about. And if you don't, that comes through, right? So that's why it's really important that everybody, even when you come for a job interview with me, for example, that you have to do cryo before I'll take it to the next stage, because, I like people, my staff to talk from experience and stuff. So that's why it's important that they engage with cryo and what we're doing and our other services before we get to the next stage. And it's once they're comfortable enough that they start to engage with clients on that level.
Good stuff. So we have a wellness company called Mimboso.
Yes.
I explain this as like a 3-tier part to the business: mind, body, and soul. The soul is nutrition. We recently just secured the first round of investment.
Amazing, well done.
And we're looking to scale it. It's going to be a hard journey.
Yes.
With yourself, did you bootstrap your company? Did you get investment? How did you go about doing it?
Oh, can I say it's still a mum and dad company?
Okay.
It's still my partner and I behind this company. Yes.
Okay. And what's the reason why I was asking that question?
Can I just go backtrack? Sorry, I can't say that my partner. It's me. I'm the face of the company. It's my business and stuff like that. So he's silent in the background. I don't like to talk about that.
No problem.
Yeah.
So the reason why I was asking you that is, what is the plan for cryo? Because you come across straight away without even me asking you this question. Very driven, very passionate. You sound like someone who wants to scale something.
Yes.
You're not here to take part. You're here to take over.
Correct.
And
building my empire. Yes.
And so, what is the plan for cryo in the next 5 or 10 years?
Yeah. Okay. Great. So our vision is we've opened up our second location, which we did a month ago, and our vision is to grow another 8 locations within the next 3 to 4 years. So, and obviously we will need to get people on board to help us do that. It's not something I can continue to do on my own. So we will be looking to to see who we're going to bring on board to help us do that.
Would you like get investors in, like venture capitalists or anyone like that?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And it must be tough to have one spot and get the winning culture, which you've got, then open a second, third, fourth, fifth.
Yep. And continue that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rolling it out and scaling it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is there any, just for like I said, part of the purpose of me doing this podcast is to help people predominantly coming out of school to understand business, understand entrepreneurship and learn from people.
Yeah.
What kind of challenges do you think you've had where you thought, okay, I could have done it better, I could have adapted a bit quicker? Anything that you can give? Any good bit of feedback?
I think being willing to learn is something that's very important. You don't have to come out knowing what you're doing, because you will. Eventually, I believe that the right people. As long as you're open to things, the right people come into your life, and that they're able to. If you're willing to learn and open to new things, they'll be happy to take you on board and teach you what you need to know to get on with things.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, more about the product then.
Yes.
So I just had an experience of it. I was in there for 2 minutes and I went down to, the temperature went down to
minus 130, that's right.
Why is minus 130 and why is 2 minutes?
Yes.
Why is those two things so specific when I went in there?
Okay, these are specific because our manufacturer has done a lot of testing, and to get the most benefit out of doing your cryotherapy session, it's 2 minutes is the best session to do. We also do 2 minutes for health and safety reasons, but 2 minutes is something we do, and you build up to 3 minutes. So the standard is 3 minutes at minus 130 degrees. Science and research over time has shown as long as you hit minus 110 degrees or colder, it's going to create the thermal shock your body needs in order for the cryotherapy benefits to come through.
So the cold air, or almost like steam, hitting you, causes the blood to rush to the surface, bringing the oxygen with it, correct, which starts the recovery process.
Yes,
is that right?
Yes. So when you get subjected to that cold, it causes a vasoconstriction, so all the blood vessels close up. or the brain sends a message to the blood saying it's freezing, so all the blood rushes to your core to protect your internal organs, because it thinks it's going into hypothermia, but it's not. You're not in there long enough for that to happen. And once you step outside, it causes vasodilation, so the blood vessels open, and all that oxygenated blood that's gone through your internal system comes out to areas where you've got muscle soreness or any inflammation. And it's from hitting minus 110 or getting colder that thermoreaction's it's going to trigger that thermoreaction.
And I know athletes use it. What would you say the common person that walks through your door? What type of person are they?
We have, okay, so there's two types of people that we have. We have sports people, because that's the area I like to focus on, because my passion is health and fitness. So we do have a lot of people that are coming for sports recovery, but it's also great for pain management. I mean, cryotherapy in the form that it's in was invented by a Japanese doctor who did it for a client who had rheumatoid arthritis. So, you know, and it's evolved since then. So we have a lot of people who come in who do have autoimmune diseases, and they come in for the pain management. So they're the two types of people that we focus on. Autoimmune diseases.
So
yeah.
what's
arthritis,
that mean?
fibromyalgia.
Right.
It's just that their immune system is not strong enough to help them fight the infections or diseases that they get. Yeah, and arthritis being one of them.
And how many times a week do you recommend someone to go on it? Can you do it every day?
If you build up your resistance to the cold, yes, you can do it every day. I'm someone who does do it every day, but I use it because I train every day, so I like to do it every day to help with my recovery, so I can go out. And being older, it stops me from getting injured and stuff like that, so I use it as a preventative thing as well.
Okay.
But then we also have, you know, people with autoimmune diseases who use it for pain management. They probably come in maybe once or twice a week to help them, you know, when they're having a bad day and stuff, you know, pain-wise, they will come in. It helps them to numb them a little bit so they're not feeling as much pain as they're used to. But then we also have, you know, we have a lot of people who are not necessarily professional athletes, but like go to the gym a lot or have events coming up. So they'll use it to help them recover from, for example, if you're training for example, the half marathon, after a long training run that week, you would come in within 24 hours because that's when you'll get the most benefit. So a lot of people use it building up to the event and then do a session after the main event to help with their full recovery.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So you said sports people. So is it a certain sport? Because the gentleman upstairs, he said they have a lot of MMA fighters, boxers, and
Yes.
I'm exposed to a lot of those because I follow a lot on social media, and I see them using it. But what about other sports like rugby, football? We do.
But a lot of them, and like, you know, the football clubs will have their own cryo cabin in their training fields and stuff. So yeah, they're all using it and stuff as well. So I mean, we have Jack Wilshere that comes in, Diop also comes in and stuff to use our cryotherapy machine here.
And then you must have like the business person. We're in London City, so you must have the investment bankers and the accountants and they're
the people who are training for events and stuff like that, or just, you know, just do your hard sessions and stuff. So they do come in for their recovery. But you touched on something that was really important earlier, is that everybody's out there training. You know, some people train twice a day, but no one's making that time to come in for their recovery and stuff like that. So and they're the typical city worker and stuff who, when they do find out that what we're doing to help with their recovery, then they do come in and use it as part of their regime.
Yeah, I've always been into sport. So over the years, when I was younger, I was playing squash. I was Kent champion. I used to play for South East of England. I represented the country once when I was younger.
Wow.
Played football, played rugby, played hockey for my school.
Amazing.
Racquetball, and now got into boxing since I was 14 years of age. I had 14 fights, and my mindset when I was younger, and I don't know whether it was me not exposing myself to the education or it was just a lack of mindset, but I thought, number one, the most important thing is the training, and to a degree it still is, right?
Yes.
But then in the last, I would say probably 3 years, and it's taken me this long to really, for it to click, the next stage was my nutrition.
Yes.
Because I felt I was in the mindset of, I could eat kind of junk and bullshit, but I'm going to work it off.
Yes.
Which now I know that is not the case, because your arteries and stuff will still get clogged up, and that's where heart disease or strokes or all these kind of big problems come from. Yep. So I've learned, and I do a lot of cold pressed juicing. My diet has changed. I've come away from meat, and I'm pescatarian now, and I've been just testing stuff just to see how my body.
Of course.
But now in the last year, I've now got to the final stage, which is the tripod effect, which is the recovery. Because I used to kind of be like a bit of an alpha male, think I don't need so much sleep, I don't need a bloody massage. you know. But now, after
It's
having
so
sports
important.
massages and having a
Yep.
bit more longer sleep,
Yes.
I can really see the benefits. So
That's right.
breaking down the three components into
Yeah.
being a perfect athlete almost, what
Yes.
would you say? What would you say should be number one, or is it, or they equal?
I would say the most important, there's two things. The diet is really important. I would say as long as, you know, the 80-20 rule is, you know, diet is more important than exercising and stuff. Unless you're an athlete and stuff, obviously, then, you know, doing your sport is your thing. But diet is really important, and so is sleep. I think sleep, which has come out a lot lately, about how important it actually is, that, you know, you do need to be getting at least, you know, 7, I know everyone's different, but at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep is really important, because it gives your body time to recover, you know, and stuff. So that's really key. Yeah.
You keep yourself in fantastic shape.
Thank you,
I'm
yes.
not going to go
Yeah.
when you said about your age, but I was shocked. I was shocked when
Yes.
you told me.
Yes.
That's definitely down to your products,
Of course.
but
yes.
but then it's also down to your training,
Healthy
your
lifestyle,
nutrition. And if I
yes.
can ask you, like, are you a certain type of food eater, like a
Okay.
vegan or anything like that?
No,
or?
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not. I am, but I do like to follow a bulletproof coffee diet.
Dave Asprey.
Yes.
So I've read Headstrong.
Yep.
And this morning, this is weird law of attraction. I listened to Brian Road from LondonCryo, the
Who's
podcast.
been in here as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony told me he come in here
Yes,
actually.
he has. Yes.
And he just released in the
Yeah.
last few days an interview with David Spree, and I listened to the whole
Oh,
entire.
really?
It was about an hour and a bit long,
Okay.
and he was talking about the recovery sleep. He was talking about all kinds of. He talked about bulletproof coffee.
Yep. Which I'm a
Um,
big fan of.
so yeah, I
do that
want to
daily.
hear from you then.
Yes.
So what did you get from it? From it all?
Okay, so for me, what it does is it allows me to keep fasting, so I don't have to worry about my next meal. But not just that, I find that since following a bulletproof diet, it helps to, together with Cryo, gets rid of brain fog. You can make decisions better and stuff like that. It's given me more energy. And I enjoy I love bulletproof coffee, so I just love the taste of it and stuff. So for now, I'm not thinking about, what am I going to have for breakfast? I know I'm just going to make my coffee, and that's going to keep me going.
If I could, off memory, I've not tried
Yeah.
it yet, but I need to. The bulletproof coffee,
Yep.
grass-fed butter,
Yep,
brain
unsalted.
octane oil.
Yeah, and espresso.
Yeah,
that's right.
And you
Ooh.
bang it all in one go.
Yep, blend it together and drink.
And
And
what does it
seducing.
taste like?
Creamy coffee.
Okay.
So yeah, it's amazing.
And the kind of the buzz of it, kind of
Yeah.
sustainable throughout the day.
It
almost.
is, yeah, but it gets me through to lunchtime and stuff, and then you obviously have your, whatever kind of diet you're following. For me, I eat everything as long as it's all balanced. Try and stay away from carbs, but
And sugars, obviously.
definitely no sugars. Yeah, so cut sugar out.
Never. Like, have a
Never
craving.
say never. Yes, because I do have cravings, of course, and I give in to them every now and again. It's important. It's important for balance to be
I
able
think
to
from
do that.
your emotional psyche,
Yes.
because I love chocolate.
Yeah.
So,
do I.
and I break every
Yes.
so often. I've got
Yeah.
to say, if I have a hard sparring session in the morning,
Yeah.
full on day work,
Yes.
loads of stuff going on,
Yeah.
I've got to admit, I go into the kitchen and
Yeah.
sometimes have a bit.
There's always a block of
Yeah.
chocolate in my fridge as well. Yeah, because that's my go-to as well. So yeah, and as long as you be good during the day and you do your training and stuff, then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you can have that little reward.
Cool.
Yes.
So I went from the cryo
Yep.
down here,
Yes.
and my legs were like pumped up.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to title them. What
Okay,
were they?
so that's compression therapy. Athletes love to do that. Do cryo followed by the Normatec, and what that does is to get the blood circulating in your legs. And the magic about the compression boots is that it helps to push out lactic acid out of the system as well.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So it really, really does help with speeding up your recovery.
And I always like to ask the science behind the time. Why was it 20 minutes? What?
I don't have the science behind that. It's
Okay.
just what Normatec recommends we do. So people do it for 20 minutes up to an hour.
Okay.
So it really depends on a client's timetable, whether
It's
they've
a
got time for
Bit
it.
like when the doctor's
Yeah.
measuring your
Blood pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
because
is.
it was coming in, it was
Yep.
coming out, and I was trying to explain to Chris, it was quite
Yeah.
a weird sensation.
Yes.
It wasn't painful. It
No.
wasn't uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was just unusual.
Different. Yeah, exactly. It is. Yeah. So it's just the blood working through different parts of your leg and then flushing out the lactic acid.
So will any of your clients do a cryo?
Yes.
Do what would you call that?
Normatec compression.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then do like a massage?
Of course they will.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the massage, like you probably only do that once a week and stuff. But really, if you're doing the compression therapy, you don't really need to be doing the massage and stuff. Except the compression therapy obviously just deals with your blood circulation, whereas the massage will get into the muscles and your fascia and stuff like that. So it's a different kind of treatment.
Cool.
But like we don't have people doing both on the same day. They're definitely cryo and Normatec, but not with the massage.
Yeah. The other side of the treatment is I want to talk about this month. I don't know if you know this is mental health awareness month.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I interviewed a lady which came out today actually. She's a bodybuilder, British bodybuilding champion,
Right.
a lady called Andrea Corbett. In actual fact, Penny just kind of dropped. I'm going to tell her about this.
Yeah, please do.
She would love this.
Yes.
We're actually doing a speaking event next Thursday, me and her.
Amazing.
So she's a very, very wicked lady,
Yes.
and I think she would definitely benefit
Amazing.
coming down here.
Yes.
But she, in 2015, she was diagnosed with like mental health
Right.
issues and stuff,
Right.
and she found training obviously helped, nutrition again.
Yep.
How would cryo help someone maybe like
Yep.
her or anyone going through kind of anxiety or depression maybe?
Okay.
Because I follow Professor Green as well,
Yes.
and I see he's a massive advocate of using this treatment.
He is. He's a regular loyal client of ours. And he uses it for all aspects. I mean, he does a lot of training now, so he uses it for his muscle recovery, but also the wellness benefits you get from it mentally. With cryotherapy, what it does is, whilst it's oxygenating the blood, it also releases endorphins and neuroephedrine, which is something that stops you from feeling pain in the body. But by releasing the endorphins, they make you feel good, right? So that's why we know there's a mental wellness aspect of doing cryotherapy.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
powerful. And does it release hormones and stuff, or is
It does release hormones and stuff. And if I can say, this is something that science won't give you, is when we have clients come in, even the most stressed out, the good example I love to give is when we first opened, we had a city worker that came in. He didn't even have time to stop to talk to me to sign up, the waiver that we give you to sign the client profile. He didn't even have time to do that with me, right, on day one. A year later, he always comes in and has time now to talk to us, and is far more relaxed. It's lowered by doing cryo regularly, his stress levels have reduced and everything. So it's given him a bit more balance and stuff, which I think is an amazing thing. And just generally as well, all our clients leave here like they're buzzing from the experience. As much as it goes down to our customer service, but also from the treatment. So you leave here feeling very positive, which I think is the whole mental wellness part that works together. But science isn't going to give you that little bit of information about how our clients leave when they, how they feel when they leave here.
Because when I was talking to Andrea about, the episode she had initially, doctors, and I'm not criticising the NHS or I'm not bad mouthing them, because maybe this is all, that's all they know, which is one element of how to treat someone. But they straight away put her on antidepressants, and I feel like I'm similar to you, as in I like to go for, if there's like a natural occurrence, there should be a natural way to cure it.
Correct.
So things, again, training, nutrition and stuff like this.
Yes.
I mean, surely it's got to be better.
Oh, of course it does. And I don't want to say, and it's got nothing to do with the NHS, is like we've got doctors pushing, the pharmaceutical companies pushing those drugs, and that's why the first thing they do is put you on antidepressants, when they need to stop doing that, and they need to become more educated about the other alternatives that are out there.
The irony is, I'm no medical doctor, but this is my opinion and what I've read.
Same.
Actually, you put people on the medication and they end up actually becoming worse. And what she said, what put her off, is when they handed her the medication, they said to her, "You're going to get worse on this medication before you get better." And she was like, "That does make no sense whatsoever."
No, it doesn't.
So now I'm glad we're doing this podcast, because more and more people are going to find the benefits, not physically, but also mentally. I know a few people who have not got bipolar, but they have a bit of an up and down emotional relationship with themselves, and I feel like this will definitely help them.
I totally agree. And and just from what we see with our clients and how their mental attitude changes, especially once they leave here, is something I totally agree with.
Cool.
Yeah, and something that more doctors need to be, exposing their clients to, rather than just keep pushing
so
the
important.
drugs. Yeah, no, I agree.
So a bit more about I know you've got to shoot off soon, so a bit more about just you as an individual.
Yes,
so you're a very driven person, very upbeat, got this glow about you, you're very healthy.
Yeah.
What do you do in your spare time when you're not doing all this cool stuff?
Oh, this takes up all my time, but I do love to train. So for me, I'm either doing yoga or going for a run. They're my two favourite things to do. And I'm being a mum. So, all that keeps me very busy every single day.
Yeah. And any sport you've ever been into?
No, at school, obviously netball and stuff, but now running's my thing. So run a few marathons and stuff like that. So I keep training towards those kind of things.
So coming from Australia, from a very, very warm climate to here, do you ever like being an entrepreneur as well? You have some downtime. I know you train and stuff and be with your children. I've got a son myself, so I understand that. But what about travelling to other parts of the world? Do you?
Oh, always travelling.
Yeah.
So we probably do quite a few trips a year. So, you know, we've been to go to the States, we go to Dubai, travel back. I'm lucky enough to go home every Christmas and stuff. So we do a lot of travelling.
And have you got any plans to maybe expand abroad eventually?
No. I think like, especially in the US, there's over 800 cryotherapy centres. So that's a market we could never touch. Australia has more than they have in the UK. So I think they're doing great out there. And places like Poland, they've also got their own cryotherapy centres. I see a few popping up in Italy, and Greece and stuff. So I think everybody is starting to do it, and I'd rather just focus on, you know, my new homeland than taking it anywhere else for now.
Would you ever do like a franchise? Like allow another person to take the brand?
Of course. If it's the right person, yes, we would let them do that.
They've got the same passion, same vision, you know, same ethics.
Correct.
And that kind of thing. Okay, cool. Well, look, it's been a real pleasure speaking to you. So just want to say this last thing.
Yes.
At the end of all my podcasts, I say it's my quote, my catchphrase. It's what I'm trying to get known for.
Yes.
Be happy, never content. That's what I always say.
Yes.
I've got my interpretation of it.
Right.
If I were to ask you, Maria, to say to the audience your interpretation of be happy, never content, what does that mean to you?
What does that mean to me? Okay, but for me to be happy means that I need to make sure that I'm in a good place and everyone around me is in a good place and happy as well. I think, that's a really...
Be happy, never content.
Yeah. Like striving towards that happiness, right? Because I think anyone can just be content and just get on with life and stuff. Yeah, but you need to be wanting to do more and achieve more and make sure, and then being happy, happy within yourself and everyone around you as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. I always get kind of mixed different
that's
answers
like
for that.
I wish I knew that. 'Cause I would have thought about that a bit more. But I do think if you're happy, the people around you buzz off that and stuff as well.
Yeah,
so
it's
infectious.
infectious.
It is infectious. So you need to be happy within yourself in order for anyone else.
I think if
around
someone's
you.
a bit of a bad apple, that kind of ruins
spreads
things.
that negative energy.
But then when you're someone upbeat, because of what we just spoke about, all the training and cryo and things, then that also becomes infectious as well, which is a healthy thing to be and do.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
On social media, so at Instagram, LondonCryo, Facebook is London Cryotherapy, we're on LinkedIn as LondonCryo as well, and Twitter.
Okay, perfect.
And we have a website, www.londoncryo.com.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
I hope everyone enjoyed this, and this is going to be out next Wednesday, so look out for it on YouTube and also my podcast. Be happy, never content, and thank you very much,
Amazing.
Maria.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Number one, what a fucking lovely lady Maria is. Very upbeat, very positive, very knowledgeable, and great product. The team is fucking sensational. Yeah, really good experience all round. I definitely would recommend the treatment to anyone. She's really got a good culture there. It's really impressive. So I'm excited to listen to the content back next week. It comes out next Wednesday. I think everyone's going to enjoy it. Ice cold.